The traditional second half of the Brisca Formula One Stock Cars World Championship weekend sees the cars descend on Northampton International Raceway for the World Masters. The World Final was held last night at Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich, where Nigel Green took a flag-to-flag victory for his first world title. And today, over 50 Formula One stock cars have made the trip up to Northampton for the World Masters event, with Green trying to do the double, with drivers from all over the UK plus New Zealand and Holland out to stop him. Despite morning rain, conditions have cleared up, ready for this event, among a fine entry of Brisca Formula One supported by the V8 Hot Stocks, with 2 titles to fight for in their programme. They begin the meeting with the Under-25s Championship before 2 heats and a consolation for the Brisca Formula Ones. The V8s then contest their World Masters in Park 2, as do the F1s, and we finish with the Grand National. First of all, though, we caught up with the new Brisca Formula One World Champion, Nigel Green.
445 Nigel Green, the morning after, the night before. Look behind you, it wasn't a dream.
No, it was a bit of a dream come true. Everything just went right for me on the night, so just really happy for everybody involved in the team and all the support and help they put in behind the scenes. It's nice to repay them all with this gold roof.
Yeah, it'd be nice to wear it with pride, and it is an achievement, and like you said, it's a team achievement.
Yeah, 100%. There's not a chance I'd be able to compete at the level I am without the backing and the support and the help from the mechanics I've got. So the sponsors on the car and the lads who are mucking in the workshop, doing the graft behind the scenes, that's where the races are won. And we turned up with a car that was tuned up to do the job. So I had good pace and used it well and managed it from the front. So yeah, it was a dream race.
And shortly you'll be doing your parade, the first one as world champion. Enjoy the moment.
I will, thanks.
We begin the action today with the Under-25 Championship for the V8 Hot Stocks. These drivers mainly graduates from the National Mini Stocks over the last few years. A good grid of 19 cars out there for this one. Matt Barnard, number 69, starting from the front of the red tops, defending the title that he won here at Northampton last year. Matt only 17 years of age. Only a couple of meetings into his V8 career when he won this title 12 months ago. Some big names out there in this one, including Terry Hawkins in 275, the Spencer brothers, Jed Stirk, a number of lady racers as well. Sophie Maynard and Hayley Williams should be the top ladies to watch out for in this one. This will be a 16-lap race on a slightly damp but drying track. Away they go, and it's Lucy Ollerenshaw who leads them off in 245. Already a spinner. 402 James Billows has gone. Coming out of turn 4, he hasn't even reached the green flag. Away they go. Sophie Maynard under fire there as they go into turns 1 and 2 from George Riley, newcomer this year in number 17 and already up to red top. It's great to see so many young racers in the V8s. They really have exploded in popularity in the last couple of years. James Billows has gone again, spun aside there by Craig Kellett in car number 438, and he's been collected by 552, which is Declan Gwynn, another spinner. That's the number 17 car of George Riley that's gone. It's Lucy Ollerenshaw with the lead, under fire from Craig Kellett in car 438. Kellett to the inside, coming off turn 2, and takes the lead as they go down the back straight. Coming up now on 153, which is Abigail Stansfield, her first ever race in the V8 Hot Stocks, this one, after graduating from the Minis. 438, Craig Kellett leads it from Ollerenshaw. Next through, looks like it's Sean Bowman in car number 324. There's 275 of Terry Hawkins, one of the favourites for this title, being chased by Tom Spencer in 298. Already a couple of spinners in this Under-25s Championship for the V8 Hot Stocks. Looks like we've lost Sean Bowman there on turn 4. The 324 car has gone, spun out on the inside. 498 Ollie Spencer attacking Matt Barnard, the reigning champion. Spencer brothers, 2 of the favourites for this title. In goes the bumper there on Matt Barnard from Ollie Spencer, and he goes through. There's Joe Nichols in 242 leading this group. Craig Kellett's escaped in front though, ahead of Ollerenshaw. Looks like it's Nichols in 3rd place. Then we've got Jed Stirk in 465, and then Terry Hawkins and Tom Spencer as losing it at the back there. I think that was Stephen Young in 176. No, it wasn't. It was his brother Matt in 376. Apologies. There is 176 of Steve Young. Terry Hawkins battling with Tom Spencer. Second place fight comes down the home straight. Lucy Ollerenshaw ahead of Joe Nichols. Then we've got Jed Stirk, Tom Spencer and Terry Hawkins. Behind them, Ollie Spencer, 176 of Steve Young. by side there into turns 3 and 4 up the inside 298 of Tom Spencer. Union flag is out from the start marshal. That means halfway. 465, Jed Sturck, the Blue Raider, attacking for 4th position. Still 438, there he goes, Craig Kellett with the lead. For his first title in the Formula. Lucy Ollerenshaw going extremely well up there in 2nd place, but now the bumper's gone in from Joe Nichols, but here comes Spencer trying to get up the inside of both of them. Coming out of turn 2, he'll now attack Spencer into turn 3, but the back marker's there on the inside. Abby Stansfield giving a good account of herself here on her debut in the Formula, gets knocked wide there by Tom Spencer as he goes through for 2nd place. 10 laps gone, he's gone from 15th to 2nd. Good progress by Tom Spencer, now just 1 car ahead of the Red Raider. Joe Nichols still there in the top 3, but coming under fire from the 275 of Terry Hawkins. This is impressive driving from Craig Kellett in 438. Down the back straight he comes, chased by Tom Spencer. Is Spencer going to catch him? They're in the closing stages now. This under-25 championship for the V8 Hot Stocks. Matt Barnard is not going to retain his title. He's back in the midfield as the leader goes wide, coming out of turn 2. This is Tom Spencer's opportunity. He's poised to attack as they go into turn 3. He's up the inside around turns 3 and 4, just nudges the leader wide, and through he goes. Tom Spencer into the lead with 3 laps to go. Terry Hawkins in 3rd place. Ollie Spencer coming through for 4th. Could he make it a family 1-2 here? Then Joe Nichols and Jed Sturck. First half dozen having broken away at the front of the field. Matt Barnard is in 7th place. Leaders down the home straight once again. There goes Hayley Williams, one of the leading ladies in the green car. It's Craig Kellett still with the lead in 438. Craig Kellett still in 2nd place in 438, I should say. Terry Hawkins attacking him in 3rd. Tom Spencer into the last lap, then he's already celebrating, smoking the tyres. Tom Spencer is heading for the under-25 championship. Down the back straight he goes. We'll wait to see if there's going to be any changes behind him. Spencer's going to take the win. Craig Kellett battling with Terry Hawkins there. Out of the final turn, they'll finish side by side, but Spencer takes the win. Tom Spencer is the new under-25s champion. Wait to see who took 2nd place. Craig Kellett and Terry Hawkins crossing the line side by side. Well done indeed to Tom Spencer in car number 298. The man from Tamworth in Staffordshire takes the under-25 championship. He'll be one of the favourites for the World Championship this year as well, I'm sure. Taking the win 1.5 seconds ahead of Terry Hawkins, who just held on ahead of Craig Kellett. Despite that last spin attack with Ollie Spencer, Jed Sturck, Joe Nichols and the outgoing champion Matt Barnard next home. Tom Spencer and his brother Ollie getting the fastest laps in that one. Fastest lap of the race too, Tom Spencer with a 16.062. Now it's on to the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. This is heat number 1, 2 heats, a consolation, a final and a Grand National for their World Masters meeting this year. There are 23 cars on track for this first race of the day. Just over 50 cars here. The first 10 finishers go through to the final. Names to watch out for include the outgoing world champion. We're on board with him, Frankie Wainman Jr. in number 515, no longer number 1. His brother Danny's out in this one as well in 212. Also got Dutch representation, Ron Kronda in H217, Jan-Rolf Bibenga in H228 among the Dutchmen out there. Lee Fairhurst's out in this one as well in 217, and New Zealander Simon Joblin in NZ1. We get underway though, and it's 308, the new car of Steve Malkin Jr., who leads into the first turn ahead of Martin Spires in 451 and Aaron Leach in number 70. There's Paul Harrison, car number 2, the former world champion, behind Lee Fairhurst in 217. We've got 2 217s in this race. There's NZ1, Simon Joblin forcing the 48 of Shaw Webster wide. Lee Fairhurst made up about 6 places in one turn there. Nice little sort out among the blue, red and superstar grades. Scott Davids in there too. Won the Trust Fund race earlier this season, a charity race held here at Northampton. Grupp there in the midfield. Junior Wayman banging wheels with Ron Kronda, the veteran Dutchman. Slowing up there on the outside. I think that's Aaron Leach in number 70, possibly out of the race. Pushing shove, Wainman under fire as we go into turns 3 and 4. From 212 Danny Wayman and 217, that's H217 Ron Kronda. It's Steve Malkin who leads the way. Neil Scriven, a tarmac specialist in number 11, is up into second place. The white car with the yellow aerofoil. Somebody stopped on turn 4 there. That's Alex Buss in car 283. Had a couple of wins here earlier this season. It's Malkin with the lead ahead of Scriven. Martin Spires in 4:51 is third. The rest of them go thundering through. David's ahead of this group. Ahead of Jan Roloff Vibenga in car H228. There's Ben Herdman in 207 ahead of 48 Sean Webster, another Dutchman H6 of Pascal Spate. Bumper goes in on Steve Whittle in 183 from Danny Wainman in 212, the former under-25 champion. Chasing now in Z1, Simon Jodlin driving the ex-Paul Ford car. Going up towards half distance in this heat number 1, don't forget the first 10 go through to the final. Still Steve Malkin who leads in 3:08. Steve Malkin Jr. came close to a final win at Birmingham in August. Eventually finished in a career best 4th place for a meeting final. Neil Scriven moving up to attack though in number 11. He and his brother Michael both out in this race. Very much tarmac specialists, and Neil Scriven moving into attack for the lead as they go into turn 3. Steve Malkin goes wide. Oh, Steve Malkin's pulling up. Problems there for the erstwhile leader. He's out of the race. Great shame for Steve Malkin Jr. So Neil Scriven has taken over, making until lap 9 to hit the front. Junior Wainman passes Mickey Branston in one of the higher cars there, number 442, making the move up from Brisca Formula 2. Neil Scriven with the lead. Then it looks like his brother Michael is through into second place now, possibly in car number 12. There's number 3 of Chris Ford. He's in 6th position behind John Fortune from Scotland, former F2 world champion, attacking Lee Fairhurst in car 217. They're battling with Martin Spires. Fairhurst started 14th, has moved up to 3rd place. Into the closing stages now. Chris Ford in number 3, attacking John Fortune. So in there, Martin Spires and Paul Harrison in car number 2. I think there's a bit of oil down on the raceway. Yes, you can see a bit of oil on the camera lens there on Junior Wainman's car. So it's getting slippery out there. Somebody's dropped some fluid on the track. They're sliding about all over the place on turn 4. I'm not sure who's dropped the oil there, but it's clearly getting slip and slide out there. It may well be that car there, H228 of Jan Roloff Vibenga, seems to be smoking. The leader, yes, he's hit the oil there sideways out of turn 4, but he's still leading. Michael Scriven moving in to attack. He tries to fire the back marker into the number 11, and they've tangled up with each other. The two brothers, look at that. The Scriven family at war, and onto the infield goes Michael Scriven, nearly hits the bank. Now, has Neil Scriven lost the lead there? I think he has. Yes, Lee Fairhurst has come through into the lead of the race in 217. Oh, goodness me. Two brothers tangling with each other while fighting for the lead. You don't see that very often in stock car racing. So Lee Fairhurst is coming in to take the checkered flag this time. Comes up to lap Pascal Spate in H6. And he comes home to take the checkered flag. Lee Fairhurst wins heat number 1. Second place will go to the recovered Neil Scriven, and it's Junior Wainman who takes 3rd in 515, sporting a silver roof, well, an unpainted roof here today. Is that an omen for the end of the season? I wonder. More cars tackling across the line. That was Scott Davids and Steve Whittle, I think. They take the flag on the infield. Well, a chaotic end to heat number 1 here, caused by an oil slick on turns 3 and 4. Lee Fairhurst the winner by nearly 9 seconds ahead of Neil Scriven. Junior Wainman 3rd ahead of Paul Harrison, Chris Ford and Danny Wainman. Fortune, Spires, Branston and Sean Webster completing the final qualifiers, and Lee Fairhurst getting the fastest lap, 14.961 seconds as well.
217, Lee Fairhurst, Heat 1 winner today, first win in the new car.
Yeah, so we're only, 4 meetings old in it now, so we're getting there with it slowly. We're just, obviously it's a lot different to my old car, and we're trying new things with it, so yeah, it's every race I do with it I feel more comfortable and more happy with it.
Yeah, you can see the car going quicker and quicker. You nearly got to win at Ipswich in the World Final and the Grand National event, just beaten over the line, so it is definitely getting better.
Yeah, so that National was a good race with Frank. I enjoyed that. So don't mind coming second, just as long as you have a good race at the end of it. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but say we had a bit of bad luck in the World Final, just couldn't quite get on the inside in the first bend and got caught up there, so it knocked the tracking out. So when I got going again, it wasn't up to pace, but so we're getting there with it.
You did get a bit of luck in the heat today with the two Scriven brothers just wiping each other out.
Yeah, so a lot of times you don't get that luck, but the oil come down, and luckily I saw it early, and they collided into each other through the oil, so just managed to nip around the outside and take the win. But like I say, 9 out of 10 times it does go your way, but it's that one time which it does.
Well, best of luck for the final.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
The other half of the Brisca F1 entry out on track for heat number 2, a slightly larger grid of 27 cars for this race. First race for the new world champion with his gold roof, 445 Nigel Green. Also out there we've got Ben Riley in 422, Frankie Wainman Jr., Frankie JJ in treble 5. A couple of New Zealand as well. NZ2 Jordan Dare driving Jordan Folding's car, and NZ19 Kerry Remnant out in this one as well. Plus a couple of Dutchmen, H699 Jan Cowan, H417 Frank Wouters in this race as well. There's Kerry Remnant lining up next to Carl Hawkins in 175. Luke Davidson's out in this one too in 464, lining up alongside the number 25, which is Bradley Harrison, Frankie JJ and Ben Riley in behind them. There's the pink machine of Jan Cowan, relative newcomer to Brisca F1, but a very rapid driver. Starts alongside Matt Newson in number 16. 478 Shane Geary at 13 Kelvin Hassel on the front row of the grid. Away we go for 16 laps. First 10 finishers go through to the final. And Shane Geary, the ex-Rebels and V8 Hot Stocks racer who leads them off. There is Nigel Green, a red, yellow and gold roof for him, the European and now world champion, following his win at Ipswich last night. Shane Geary, shaky, in 478, leads them round the first lap ahead of number 13. Kelvin Hassel, Anthony Lee in 339 in third place, and then Dean Whitwell, the first yellow top in 195 in fourth. Getting fairly busy among the red tops once again. Ahead of them number 300 Paul Carter in the Murray Harrison built car. Ahead of them 501 George Elwell under fire from Luke Davidson, also in there Neil Hooper in 545, the man from Devon, former Brisca F2 European champion. Richard Davies gets fired wide, spinner there on turn 4. I think that's Anthony Lee that spun in 338. No, sorry, it's 495. Richard Howarth, another ex-Rebeller, has gone there. Mickey Green attacking Frank Wouters in H417. We're on board with treble 5. Frankie JJ in behind them, reached his first world final this year at Ipswich. Making his way past Frank Wouters. Look at Luke Davidson, 464, goodness me, his aerofoil has collapsed and he can't see where he's going, right over the front of his cab there. And he, well, he at least manages to pull it off onto the centre. That's race over for Luke Davidson. Dean Whitwell attacking the race leader, so is Harry Stewart, but the caution flag's coming out, the yellows are out. Race being brought to a halt. We've got a car in the fence at turn 3. That, I think, is Paul Carter. Yes, it is, in number 300. So the race being halted. Carter, we'll see what's happened. He banged wheels with Jan Cowan in H699 and walloped straight in he went. It's the end of the race for Paul Carter. Ready for the restart. They're backing up somewhat behind the race leader here. Harry Stewart slowed up in 126 there in the background. Shane Geary being able to hold his lead. To the first turn they go. Second, Dean Whitwell. Michael Stewart is third, 512. Kelvin Hassel gets shoved wide there by Rob Cowley in number 73, and that's an interesting overtaking method by Nigel Green as Kelvin Hassel slowed in front of him. Made up a few spots there on that restart. The world champion, Michael Stewart, pushes his way past the 195 of Dean Whitwell for second place. Matt Newson has done the fastest lap of the race. He's a little further back, and maybe some oil being put out again here. We can see on the onboard camera there on Drew Lammas's car. 543, he's about to move through the third, and we have a change of leader. 512. Michael Stewart has got the lead ahead of 543 Drew Lammas now in second place. Fastest man on track though is Matt Newson. As we reach half distance, there is Newson in third place. We've got a spinner at turn 3. That was Frank Wouters, the Dutchman, in H417. Stewart who leads ahead of Lammas, Newson, Whitwell, Rob Cowley, Nigel Green, the world champion, in 6th. Just past halfway, Frankie JJ in 7th place. Right on board with him around turns 1 and 2. He's pulled up there on turn 2. George Elwell in 501. Stationary yellow flag displayed by the Northampton Marshals there. Attacking for the lead, Drew Lammas. In goes the bumper into turn 1, and he goes through. Matt Newson follows him into second place. Stewart tucks in behind them in 512. It's 543. Drew Lammas, first full season in Brisca F1 after graduating from the Formula 2 category. Very quick in his days in the mini stocks as well. There is the world champion, Nigel Green, attacking for 4th place. Back of Dean Whitwell in 195. JJ now under fire from 422 on Ben Riley. There is Nigel Green, choosing not to take the number 1 as he opens to the world champion, keeping 445, his distinctive number. Matt Newson chasing our race leader. There are 3 laps to go now. 543 car that leads. Matt Newson in second place, number 16, runs his fleet of hire cars in Brisca F1 these days. He's just lapped one of them, Kelvin Hassel in number 13. Between these two now, Matt Newson, fastest man on track, but he can't quite catch 543 of Drew Lamas. He's got the fastest lap of the race though. Coming round to start the final lap this time. Here's Matt Newson limbering up for a lunge on the last bend. Nigel Green looks like he's going to attack Michael Stewart for third. Between these two for the win. I don't think Matt Newson's going to get close enough. No, he's not on the final turn. It's going to be a win for 543. Drew Lamas takes it. Matt Newson in second, side by side across the line for third. A photo finish between Nigel Green and the 512 of Michael Stewart. So Drew Lamas it is who takes the win. He's been very rapid on tarmac all the way through this season, beats Matt Newson by 0.3 of a second, and Michael Stewart just by a few hundredths of a second held off Nigel Green for third. Dean Whitwell fifth ahead of Frankie JJ. Neil Hooper, the man from the southwest, taking seventh. Riley, Bradley Harrison and Cowley, the other qualifiers for the meeting final. Rob Cowley, what he says is his final season in the sport. Matt Newson got the fastest lap. Nigel Green and Harry Stewart behind him in the lap table, all set on the same lap on lap number 7.
543, Drew Lamas, winner of Heat 2 here at Northampton today. That was a good race.
Yeah. Tyre choice seemed to pay off. I was a bit unsure with the weather, so a bit of a different setup to what we normally use, but I quite liked it.
Yeah, you've done well to get the car back together. Obviously, we're filming this the day after the World Final, and you had a big hit in the meeting final as well.
Yeah, took a bit of a knock there, but the lads worked well this morning and seem to have got it back together pretty well.
Yeah, it's fair to say you've struggled a little bit more at the rear of the grid, but it's coming good again now.
Yeah, we tried a lot of changes mid-season, but I think we went the wrong way. So from last night, we went back to basics from the start of the year, and we're just finding our feet again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Time now for the consolation events. These are the drivers who didn't make it into the top 10 in the 2 heats. Another 10 places available in the meeting final. Luke Davidson's out in this one after his faux pas with his aerofoil in his heat. Michael Scriven as well, tangled with his brother Neil in their heats. We've got Simon Joblin from New Zealand, Ron Cronda, Jan Cowan, Jan Roloff Vibenga, Jordan Dare, plenty of overseas representation in this race. Jacqueline Ellis as well, number 219. Steve Whittle in 183, some of the names to watch in this one. Ben Herdman in 207 as well could be a favourite here. Aaron Leach, number 70, number 495, Richard Howard lead them off. Away we go over another 16 laps. Richard Davies slots into third in 3.25 as Leach, who leads around the first turn, has had a few wins, including one at the World Final meeting. Last night at Ipswich had a heat victory. He leads the way around the first lap ahead of 495 Richard Howard. Fair bit of tyre smoke in the pack, and oh goodness me, who was that going flying through the air? That was Tristan Jackson in number 101. A couple of cars in the wall on the home straight, so the caution comes out, but Tristan Jackson nearly took off there, bouncing over someone's wheels, right up on the 2 wheels. We'll see again what happened there. It was Tristan Jackson who went flying. Richard Davies with another car involved. It was Shane Geary, bounced off Davies, and as he came back across, Jackson had nowhere to go. I thought he was going to roll over. Spectacular incident there on the home straight. The caution was for Richard Davies, who came to a halt on the home straight. And ready for a restart with Aaron Leach, number 70, in the lead ahead of Howarth and George Elwell in third. Away we go with the restart, and one car getting dumped out wide there. 339 Anthony Lee, he rejoins towards the back of the pack into turn 1. Stuart Cheville Jr., number 518, the Scotsman, one of a couple of Scottish drivers in the F1s today, battling Kerry Remnant, the New Zealander, in NZ19. Ron Cronda's going to get fired in there on turns 3 and 4 by fellow Dutchman Frank Wouters in 417, I think that was. Overseas drivers at war, and Zonk into the wall goes 207 Ben Herdman. He's not having the best of days today. Nor is Ron Cronda at the moment, attacking Steve Whittle. In go more cars on turn 4. Richard Howarth, Scott Davids is in there, also Steve Whittle in 183. 3 cars in the wall on turn 4. It's all happening towards the back of the pack in this consolation event. Your leader is Aaron Leach, Mike Grader in number 70 in the car that Ashley England has been racing this year as well. He's racing in the Formula 2 class today. race has settled down then. Out in front, Aaron Leach, ahead of George Elwell. Harry Stewart, ex-classic hot rod points champion in number 126, third place. He came home in front of the Harry Smith Memorial race at the World Final meeting last night. It was docked to third place for jumping a restart. It's in third place. Luke Davidson is catching these three lower graders at the front, and there's a battle between Jan Roloff Vivenga and Carl Hawkins. Vivenga won the King's Battle meeting on the dirt tracks in Holland earlier this year at Glauvis. Aaron Leach continues to lead. Going to lap Kerry Remnant in NZ19. The change for third place, Luke Davidson fires his way past George Elwell into third. Stewart's already gone through into second place. Luke Davidson had to retire blinded in his heat when his aerofoil fell over his face. That happened to Matt Barnard in the V8s. It was his bonnet folded over his face in the last race of 2016 at Birmingham. Stop him finishing the race though. There's no point in black flagging him for it because he wouldn't be able to see the flag, would he? 518 of Stuart Sheville Jr. on the saloon stock car start. Back in the midfield in this one. Leaders cut their way past one of the back markers, Kerry Remnant. A rugby playing family in New Zealand, and in New Zealand they certainly drive their stock cars like they play rugby. It's in team events in New Zealand and it's even more brutal than rugby sometimes. With Davidson closing up on the two leaders in the car Tom Harris has been racing this season. Closing up on Harry Stewart now for second place. Quite a change for Harry, moving up from a Ford Anglia of all things in the classic hot rods into a Brisca Formula 1, but he won the UK Open at Skegness earlier this year. Lapping one of the Dutchmen, Pascal Spate, in H6 there. It's between these three now. Fourth between George Elwell and it's Michael Scriven in there. NZ1 Simon Joblin in there as well, as the bumper goes in from Davidson for second place, takes Harry Stewart. Now he's got a couple of laps to catch Aaron Leach for this consolation victory. Qualified for the World Final by winning the consolation semi-final last night at Ipswich. Luke Davidson qualified for the back of the World Final grid along with Neil Scriven. Closing up on Aaron Leach now. Been a weekend of consolations for Luke Davidson. Here he comes into the last lap. He's ready to attack Aaron Leach. There goes the bumper in. Out wide goes Leach. Davidson says, "Thank you very much, I'll take the lead." Aaron Leach is going to attack back again on the final turn. No, he's not. He's going to come under fire from Harry Stewart. They both go wide around a parked car. Davidson crosses the line. Who's going to take second? It's going to be Leach ahead of Stewart, I think. Yes, just about got there. And the rest of them come home behind. Top 10 go through to the final. Bring those to you in a moment. It's a win for the man from the Northwest, Luke Davidson, in car number 464. Making up for a retirement in his heat. Davidson the winner by just under 2 seconds. Aaron Leach beating Harry Stewart home after their last bend sort out. Michael Scriven just pipping George Elwell for fourth position. Good result for Simon Joblin in sixth as well, ahead of Sheville, Jacqueline Ellis. Ninth place, Ron Cronda and Steve Whittle rounded out the top 10. Luke Davidson also getting the fastest lap of the race, outpacing Michael Scriven on that score. They were clearly the two fastest men on track.
464, Luke Davidson, winner of the consolation. Only just.
Yeah, only just. We had a bit of a problem with a misfire. I think it's an electrical problem, so we'll take a look at it now. But it actually cut out on one of the corners, and I think it was George Elwell gave me a bit of a bump start and got me going again. But we carried on, and luckily we just got the win. So yeah.
And you're using Tom's car now. How do you find that different to your own?
It's not much different. The handling's the same. The engine's got a bit more power. Helped us out last night really. We were a bit unlucky in the final. I think we'd have had the final in the bag, but the clutch blew itself to pieces with about 5 laps to go. But it's racing.
Yeah, that's stock car racing. You can be on highs and lows all the time.
Yeah, there seems to be loads of lows at the minute though, and not enough highs. But we'll take that win and go on to the final and see what we can do.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Some entertaining action so far then here at Northampton International Raceway on the second half of World Final Weekend 2017. The two drivers needing some repairs to their cars ahead of the World Masters Championship races coming up in the second half of our programme today. Should see full grids for both the World Masters races, and they're coming up very shortly after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back to Northampton International Raceway on World Masters Day 2017. The pits may be a little soggy, but the track and the weather staying dry. It's almost time for the World Masters finals for the V8 Hot Stocks and the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. Nigel Green looking for the double in the F1s, but we get ready first of all for the V8 Hot Stocks World Masters. 27 cars on track. We saw the under-25 championship earlier on. The over-25s joined in for the rest of the meeting. The two heats won by Tom Spencer, our under-25s champion, and by 3:28 Michael Boswell, the blue grader. So this will be a 20-lap race for the V8 Hot Stocks. The Kellett family on the front row of the grid for this one. Craig in 4.38 we saw earlier, Jay in 4.39. They lead off. Craig leads into the first turn, and behind them 3.76, which is Matt Young. Let's look for further back. We can see Michael Boswell there, number 3.28. Somebody pulling up on the back straight there. Noah Medway, one of our newcomers, in 2.51. That's Sophie Maynard in trouble there, I think, on turn 4. She hasn't got far. Gets going again. The Raiders battling among themselves. Richard Arrowsmith in 1.79 getting the bumper in. That's via Declan Gwynn out wide in 5.52. The world champion is further back in the order. Number 1, Adam Joyce, defends his world title at Buxton in a week's time. So in there is Phoebe Wainman in 2.11, the former British champion, and clashing there. A couple of cars down the home straight. Wainman in the pink car was one of them. Hayley Williams in 26, racing with 3.28 Michael Boswell. Matt Barnard in 69 in behind them. He's slowing up on turn 4 there. That's Steve Young in 1.76. Looks like he's come to a halt. There's Barnard under fire from Williams. Ollie Spencer in 4.98 in there as well. But the caution is out, I suspect, for that stranded car of Steve Young, number 1.76. Yes, he's come to a halt on the outside of the home straight. So in the interest of safety, the race being brought to a halt. There's Michael Boswell. Had a heat win earlier on, the man from the Cotswolds, ahead of Sean Bowman. 1.76 Steve Young awaiting the tractor to tow him onto the centre, his car having let him down. So ready for the restart then. It's Craig Kellett up front ahead of Rudy Colino, a rare and welcome appearance for him in number 77. There's Adam Joyce, the world champion in number 1. He's moved quite a way up the midfield. There's Tom Spencer looking for his third win of the day in this World Masters final. Craig Smith it's the back of the field there, the red roof, number 187, former European champion. So at the back, number 262, Cammy Durrell, making her move up to the national mini-stocks. Rudy Colino attacks on the restart, then he's on the inside, going to take the lead. In car number 77, Colino leads it. Out the back straight, they thunder. Looks like they've all made it round the first turn okay. Shove there, Jay Kellett was involved in 4.39. It's Rudy Colino who leads the way in number 77. Bit of a lock-up there going into turn 1, driving it looks like a shale spec car. Extremely well today in the heats as well. 4.39, Jay Kellett gets spun out on turn 1. That delays Abby Stansfield, our newcomer, in 1.53. It's Rudy Colino who leads the way. There's somebody getting fired in there. It's one of the blue tops. I think that might have been Richard Arrowsmith in 1.79. He's now side by side with Ollie Spencer in 4.98. It's Colino who leads ahead of Matt Young in 3.76. Craig Kellett third. And the 4.59 car in fourth, that's Kane Laird. Ollie Spencer gets sent wide on turn 4 by his brother Tom. So no brotherly love in this race. There's Phoebe Wainman in 2.11. With Hayley Williams, two of the leading ladies of UK stock car racing. We'll see them join Jacqueline Ellis full time in the Brisca F1s someday. Wainman attacking Ollie Spencer in 4.98, the man who's qualified on pole position for the world final at Buxton. We'll have the reigning champion Adam Joyce starting alongside him. Sean Bowman on the attack there in 3.24. We saw him spin out of the under-25 championship while well placed earlier on. Still your leader, Rudy Colino in number 77. A professional footballer, if memory serves me right. But there is number 1, Adam Joyce. He's up to third. Now he's broken through the midfield very quickly indeed. Matt Young still up there in second place in 3.76 in the yellow car. Tom Spencer running well too. He's up to fourth place, I think, now ahead of Phoebe Wainman, Hayley Williams and Sean Bowman. Bowman gets the bumper in there on turns 3 and 4. Phoebe Wainman escapes. Wasn't running too well, that car, earlier in the meeting. She was outside the top 10 in the under-25s. Missed one of the heats as well. Here comes Adam Joyce, he's catching our race leader, Rudy Colino in 77, down into the first turn, gets the bumper in, sends Colino out wide, he's going to take the lead coming out of turn 2. The one Adam Joyce goes through, reigning world champion leads it, Colino attacks back again, oh he's overcooked it there, he's gone, Colino goes around, he's hit by Tom Spencer, that's his good run over with. So Adam Joyce started 17th on the grid, moved very rapidly up the midfield in the early laps, taking the lead at lap 13 of the 20. Further back, here's a battle between some of the blue graders. The 82 car there spinning out, gets collected by Matt Barnard in number 69. Who's going in there, Hayley Williams still continuing her race-long fight with Sean Bowman. And with Michael Boswell as well, Craig Smith will have something to say about that. He fires the bumper in 187. Abby Stansfield slowing there in 153. As the 508 car being lapped by our leader, that's Alex Strachan. One of our newcomers, a number of newcomers here today for the V8s. From them, number 82. Going a lap down there, that's the Martin Fletcher car. 5 laps to go. 9-8 Ollie Spencer's moved up nicely too. He's now into 3rd place. Behind him, Matt Young and Phoebe Wainman battle over 4th place. Matt Young's run well in this one. The white grader attacking back again. They're going into turn 3. Gets the bumper in on the former British champion Phoebe Wainman. Craig Kellett's in behind them. He's had a good run today as well on the podium in the under-25s championship. Tom Spencer trying his hardest to catch Adam Joyce. Will it be a Spencer versus Joyce battle in the world final at Buxton, I wonder? Starting together at the front of the grid, it's Ollie Spencer who will take the pole. Adam Joyce in number 1, runs a heavy haulage company during the week, based in Burton-on-Trent. Surely heading for victory in this one now. Phoebe Wainman in 2-1-1 trying to get onto the podium. Tom Spencer trying to close up on Adam Joyce. Is he going to get close enough? Is he going to take a hat-trick of victories here today? Into the last lap we go. Coming up to lap the outgoing under-25 champion Matt Barnard and Cammy Durrell as well in 2.62. It's going to be Adam Joyce, the man who's raced in Rebels, Brisca Formula 2 and Bangers before moving into the V8s. Comes in to win the World Masters here at Northampton. Tom Spencer takes 2nd. Wait to confirm who was 3rd. Looks like it was Ollie Spencer in 3rd place. So the two brothers on the podium, but they couldn't catch Adam Joyce this time in car number 1. Took the lead on lap 13. That comes in to take the win. Spin there late on for the number 376 of Matt Young. He's denied a top 10 place, running well in the early stages there. But Adam Joyce it is who takes the win, the man from Staffordshire in car number 1, ahead of Tom Spencer by just over 1 second. Ollie Spencer taking 3rd ahead of Phoebe Wainman. Sean Bowman in 5th place ahead of white grader Craig Kellett. Hayley Williams, Terry Hawkins, Craig Smith and Michael Boswell round out the top 10. Tom Spencer got the fastest lap on the very first lap of the race in that World Masters for the V8s. Time now for the World Masters for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. All 30 qualifiers out on the grid. Will Nigel Green complete the double of World Championship and World Masters? Star-studded grid out there. Leading the red graders rather, Bradley Harrison and Frankie JJ. There is Nigel Green with the gold, red and yellow roof. 515 Junior Wainman behind him. 2 white graders out there. Martin Spires in 451. Number 70 Aaron Leach. They'll lead the field away. Look out also for Danny Wainman. Matt Newson in there as well. This will be a 20-lap race for the World Masters 2017. Here they go. Martin Spires leads them off towards the first turn in 451. After steering a little wide there, coming through turn 2, Aaron Leach will try and go through on the inside down the back straight. Already bumpers going in among the Reds and Superstars, but I think everybody has made it around the first turn okay. Simon Joplin, the New Zealander, under fire there from 183 of Steve Whittle. Michael Stewart gets sent wide in 512. Fast and furious action already in the 2017 Brisca Formula 1 World Masters final. Nigel Green's already gobbling up the cars ahead of him. Trying to move up the order. Aaron Leach has taken the lead from Martin Spires. Push and shove among the red tops coming out of turn 4 there. Danny Wainman leads Chris Fort in number 3. Frankie JJ in treble 5 in behind them. Simon Joplin under fire from Ben Riley in 422. He goes best in wet conditions. For forward with Drew Lamas in 5.43, just lost out to Nigel Green, charging through there Harry Stewart in car number 126, but no, Stewart's gone out wide, I think he slowed up there. Lamas loses a few positions as a result. Something flew off one of those cars there, I think that might have been from Frankie JJ in treble 5. A bit of a squeeze up against the wall there, going down the back straight for him. So the race settling down now. 1/4 distance, it's still Aaron Leach with the lead in car number 70. Riley under fire from Lee Fairhurst, the heat winner earlier on. Jacqueline Ellis gets pushed wide by Simon Joblin. He's given a good account of himself today. There's Michael Scriven in number 12. He's got ahead of Aaron Leach there. Is he leading this one, or is he a lap down? I'm not too sure. I think he might be a lap down, Michael Scriven, but we'll check that in a moment. Dean Whitwell in second place, George Elwell third, then we've got Ben Riley in 4.22. Back on board with Frankie JJ, treble 5, getting the bumper in on Neil Hooper, and round goes Jacqueline Ellis there. There's a bit of a pile in on the outside. Chris Fort goes crashing in the number 3, and Stuart Cheville in 5.18. So 3 cars out at turn 4. Ellis facing the wrong way. Are any more cars? Yeah, I was going to say, more cars might pile into that. Somebody else, I think it was George Elwell, crashed in, and Drew Lamas, goodness me, has caught up with Ron Cronder there. Look at that. Well, there's one way to save on tyre wear. Drew Lamas, our camera car, being carried onto the infield by the veteran Dutchman. There's number 12, Michael Scriven, ahead of his brother Neil in number 11. And we'll have to check whether Michael Scriven is leading this, or whether, I think he's a lap down. I think he may have had a spin out of our view early on in this one. Further back, Aaron Leach, I think, was being shown as the leader by the starter there. There's the Union flag for halfway in this World Masters final, and wallop straight in goes Rob Cowley and Junior Wainman. It's not been the best of days for Junior Wainman. He's lost the gold roof, of course, yesterday. More cars spilling onto the centre. That's Neil Hooper and Sean Webster pulling in, and Chris Ford as well. They're dropping like flies in this one. There's 4.45, Nigel Green is quietly making his way up the order, as he always does. But the caution flags are out due to a few cars littering the raceway. Jacqueline Ellis still stuck there at turn 4, and we've of course got Junior Wainman and Rob Cowley in the wall on turn 1. So much going on there, tricky to keep up with. Now there we see Michael Scriven spinning, so he was a lap down. That's what dropped him back. And then we see Jacqueline Ellis spinning out. Ron Cronder crashes into her first of all, tangling with Neil Hooper in 5.45, and then Chris Fort wallop straight in we go on turn 4, picked up by 5.18 of Stu Cheville. That's what's happened there, and then I'm not too sure what happened at the other end of the raceway there, but suddenly Rob Cowley and Junior Wainman went straight in. Aaron Leach still leading this in car number 70, ahead of Dean Whitwell, but Nigel Green is now up to third, poised to strike on this restart. Here we go, we're on lap 13 of the race, so well into the second half. Away we go. Aaron Leach leads it. Here comes Green up the inside. He's already on the attack. He's going to try and take the lead as they come out of turn 2, and he's done it. Nigel Green, so quick on restarts in there. That's second place gone, but more cars spinning out there. George Elwell and Steve Whittle on turn 4. Dean Whitwell nearly does a wall of death around the wall on turns 3 and 4, so it's Green leading. Lee Fairhurst come from nowhere up into second place. Ben Riley third, but I think the caution's out again. Yes, we've got yellow flags again, and it's Michael Stewart in the wall there on turn 3 this time. Stewart stuck there, we'll see what happened. Well, there's the cars of Whittle and Elwell, and Stewart, it was Michael Scriven putting the bumper in, and Stewart spinning out, hitting the wall backwards. Straight away signalling to the marshal that all is not well. But Michael Stewart is okay, and we are ready for another restart. Nigel Green, world champion, looking for the double of World Championship and World Masters in the Panic Transport Green Sport Run, the 445 car. Away we go. Fairhurst on the attack as we go into turn 1. He's taken Green wide. Can he get up the inside to take the lead? Green just about holding on as they go down the back straight. Good fight between these two. And Northampton specialist Lee Fairhurst, he's won the European Championship here in the past in very wet conditions a few years ago. Ben Riley up there in third. Then we've got, I think that's Danny Wainman behind them. Blue Graders being shoved wide. Matt Newson involved as well. That was Bradley Harrison putting the boot in 25. He does so again to Matt Newson. That's taken Stuart Cheville wide as well. Fantastic battling in the midfield. Let's restart really livening things up. Now Simon Joblin gets a shove from Bradley Harrison. He's hitting everything in sight. Neil Scriven in there as well in number 11, and Michael Scriven recovering from his earlier spin. They attack Matt Newson together in number 16. Michael Scriven nearly gets spun again. 4 laps to go now. They're all over each other towards the back of the pack, but out in front, Nigel Green has held his lead ahead of 217 of Lee Fairhurst. Still, this battle rages on towards the back now. Sheville gets spat out wide in 5.18. One of 2 Scotsmen in this race. The other one, John Fortune, is out of the race. Nigel Green away and gone in front as George Elwell gets pushed wide. 2 laps to go now, and here is Nigel Green in 4.45. And from Leicestershire, made his senior stock car debut in 2007 in the Formula 2. He won his first ever F2 race. Now 10 years later he is Brisca F1 World Champion. He's heading for the double F1 World Championship and World Masters. Down the back straight he goes. The final time. Round turns 3 and 4. Smokes the tyres, comes in to win the World Masters. Second for Lee Fairhurst. Ben Riley takes third in 4.22. The rest of the pack squabble their way across the line. Newson does indeed hold off the 2 Scrivens. Nigel Green cuts loose in celebration. He wins the World Masters. Lee Fairhurst sliding almost in formation with him there. That's on turn 4. Well then indeed to Nigel Green. Another title. That's 10 final wins for the season for Nigel. 3/4 of a second ahead of Lee Fairhurst, with Riley third. Danny Wainman 4th ahead of Paul Harrison. Then we've got Matt Newson, Michael Scriven, Neil Scriven, Simon Joblin and Dean Whitwell rounding out the top 10 in the World Masters events. 14 cars going the distance out of the 30 who started. Certainly a race of attrition there. 9 of the 10 fastest laps recorded in that race went to Nigel Green. He is just in a different class on tarmac this year.
4.45 Nigel Green. For those that's counting, that's 10 finals and a world final.
Yeah, clocking them up now. Yeah, it's a bit of a dream season so far, isn't it? Yeah, so it's good. Car was good in that race again. The yellow flags helped me out, which was very beneficial the first time round, and then the second time round not so, because I had Lee then on my back bumper and he obviously wanted to get involved. We've worked our way to the front together without holding each other up, which is the way to do it, and then he had a go, so fair play to him for getting stuck in, but I just managed to then just eke out a bit of a gap and drive it home, so it was great.
Yeah, the other drivers must be getting a bit frustrated now, because it really is a one-shot deal. If they don't get you on that first score, you're gone.
Currently, yeah, it's not quite as straightforward as that, is it? But no, the car's going well at the minute, and obviously confidence is high, so I'm driving it well, and yeah, it's just a great buzz at the minute. Everybody involved in green sport, it's been a dream season.
And everybody worries about the curse of the gold roof. Does your form dip? But not for you.
Well, yeah, I think Frank won the final last time out with the last chance for the gold roof, so to get one first time out and sort of break the ice is a real big thing, because I thought I might have the curse of it, like you say. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have won that one.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Last race of the day then, the Grand National for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. Biggest grid of the day, 33 cars out there for this one. Incidentally, we must congratulate the Brisca Formula 2 World Masters champion here today. 665 Richard Clubley was the winner in that race. Yellow Graders being led round by our 2-wheel driving stuntman earlier on, Tristan Jackson in 101. We're on board with Drew Lamas in 5.43. He got us some good shots earlier on when he was being dragged onto the infield and entangled with Ron Cromner. Nigel Green going from the lap handicap, starting in front of the White Tops, having won the final. Let's see if he can make that up and really prove his dominance on tarmac this year. We've only seen one occasion this year where a driver has won the Grand National having won the final and started a lap down. That was Craig Finnegan at Bellevue early in the season. So we're underway, 16 laps the distance. Nigel Green sets off in pursuit of the field. Aaron Leach, who's led the White Graders away in number 70. Into the first turn. Looks like everybody's got round. Oh no, they haven't. Junior Wainman tangling up with Ben Herman in 2.07. It's not been a good day for either of those drivers. Simon Joblin, the New Zealander, under fire. He starts to settle in then. Grand Nationals at Northampton do have a tendency to be pretty lively. Some of the yellow graders on the outside. I think that's Drew Lamas in car number 195. 6.4 Luke Davidson moving up pretty rapidly. Board with Frankie JJ. There's Davidson going through ahead of us. Right past Drew Lamas as well in 5.43. Our two camera cars running together. wide there, Anthony Lee in 3.39. Dropping back down the order, a relative newcomer to Brisca F1. Davidson attacking Ben Riley, Paul Harrison attacking Frankie JJ. It's Aaron Leach who leads the way. Tangle there between two of the overseas drivers, Kerry Remnant and Jan Cowan in 6.99. Cowan gets it going again. Nigel Green will attack him here going into turn 3. Wallop straight in we go. Now Jan Cowan had a go at Nigel Green in the World Final when he went a lap down, so it's Green getting his revenge there, but it means Green has gone a lap down again to Aaron Leach, because Leach getting through there in number 70, so that's delayed Nigel Green. I think that's put the kibosh on him taking the final and Grand National double, but he's got his revenge hit in on Jan Cowan after Cowan delayed him slightly en route to his World Final with an Ipswich. Somebody pulling up on turn 4, 183 of Steve Whittle. There's Mickey Branston in 4.42. Driving the Matt Newson hire car. Matt Newson out in this race somewhere down the order. Pulling off in 183. There's Kerry Revenant in NZ19. He's not going again, battling with Sean Webster. Sean had a final win here at Northampton earlier in the season, attacking Kelvin Hassel in number 13 there, in another of Matt Newson's cars. He's running well inside the top 5 as we reach half distance. He's going to be forced wide here. Junior Wayman on a recovery drive, and into the wall goes Kelvin Hassel. That could be end of race for him. Still out front, it's Aaron Leach in car number 70 as Junior Wayman starts to come under fire from Davidson. Wayman, of course, is well down the order after that tangle with Ben Herman on the first lap. Side by side with Luke Davidson. Neil Scriven has done the fastest lap of the race, proving his love of the tarmac circuits once more. Remnant gets sent wide again in NZ19. It's going to be a performance this weekend by the New Zealand drivers over here for the World Championship. We saw Wayne Hemmy's car in the World Final get substantially damaged at the very start of the race. 70 Aaron Leach continues to lead. Nigel Green still behind him, but not up to second place. He's a lap behind still after that hit on Jan Cowan. With Frankie JJ in treble 5. Facing Matt Newson in car number 16. Danny Wayman ahead of him in 2.12. Quite a conclusion to this Grand National by the look of things. We've lost Steve Whitwell, he's pulled up there on turn 2 in 195. Stationary yellow from the marshals warning of his presence. Kerry Remnant's in problems again in NZ19. Just 3 laps to go now for Aaron Leach. Cheville battling with Bradley Harrison. They bounce off each other. Simon Joblin in the ex-Paul Ford car, NZ1 in behind them. He's given a good account to himself today. Best result of 6th in the consolation. Coming towards the end now of this Grand National. 1 lap to go for Aaron Leach. Had a heat win at Ipswich from the World Final meeting. He's going to lead from flag to flag in this Grand National. A real emerging talent is number 70, Aaron Leach. Here he comes around the final turn to take the checkered flag. Leach wins the Grand National. Looks like it's Neil Scriven in second place, and the rest of them come home. Looks like Luke Davidson could well have been next. We'll confirm that in just a few moments' time. Got a chance for some of the lesser lights to shine. Number 70, Aaron Leach, celebrates his victory in traditional fashion, throwing the car sideways, burning the tyres. And he takes the Grand National win, second win of the weekend by 2 seconds ahead of Neil Scriven. It was George Elwell third, ahead of Luke Davidson, then Paul Harrison, Ben Riley, Matt Newson in 7th, Danny Wayman, Frankie JJ and Michael Stewart rounding out the top 10. Fastest lap of the race went to Luke Davidson in 4th place, identical in fact with Jan-Rolof Bibenga, the Dutchman. So they get the joint fastest lap of that Grand National.
The 70 Aaron Leach. We spoke last night, obviously we're now at Northampton the day after that. You started there with a heat win, now you've ended with the Grand National win here.
Yeah, start as you finish. I'm happy with that, really happy. Car felt really quick, really quick.
And that white roof's not hanging around for long now.
No, like I said to you last time, just had a few bad meetings. Well, a couple of bad months really, which has put me down to white, and then straight back up we go.
And it's amazing what a few wins can do for your confidence.
Oh, it is, yeah, that's what I needed. That's what it was, confidence. I think just drive as you do at the front when you're in the traffic, and you cracked it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks again.
Let's have a quick statistical slant at that meeting then. The fastest lap of the day overall set by Matt Newson with a 14.721 ahead of Nigel Green. And it's Green top of the grading points after that meeting at Northampton, well clear of Frankie Wayman Jr. Stuart Smith not out today in 3rd place ahead of Danny Wayman and Matt Newson. So good stuff today at the World Masters. Nigel Green completing the double of World Final and World Masters. Join us for more stock car racing soon here on Premier Sports. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye for now.